Chapter 4. I don't know if you've ever flown in the grasp of a pterodactyl before, but they soar pretty high up in the clouds. And that's precisely where Abba and Soso are, so far up in the clouds that below them, Abba's island city looks like a tiny pebble in the river. And soon the river becomes a sparkling blue ribbon cutting through beautiful mountainscapes, after which the river gets so wide they can't see either side. Where do you think they are? That's right, the ocean. Below them, fish and dolphins and whales all come up to say hello.
Did you know that humans weren't the first musicians on the planet? Whales have been singing for 30 million years,
remarked Soso, who has just finished reading a big picture book about whales. 30 million? Really?
And did you know that birds have been singing for 100 million years?
As you can tell, Soso loves to read about birds too. Speaking of which, honk honk. A flock of Canadian geese fly past in a huge V pattern. And suddenly, Abba and Soso feel like they're stuck in traffic in afternoon rush hour before a long weekend. Attention, droite, says a particularly rude goose in a hurry. Abba is taken off guard by the whole flock of honking geese barreling past them. The spotted pterodactyl tightens his grip and glides on an air current all the way to a land tucked among mountains and cliffs on the other side of the ocean, to a giant forest. Not a forest of giants, but a forest of giant trees. The giant sequoia, wider than a fire truck and taller than the tallest skyscraper, is the tallest tree on Earth. And it is on the very tippity top of the tallest of these giant trees where this spotted pterodactyl has made his giant nest.
Merci, Jean-Pierre,
says Soso, as the pterodactyl releases her from his giant talons.
Bienvenue, mes petites,
he replies with a caw, flying off into the distance to find something delicious for dinner. Abba turns to Soso. Jean-Pierre? She says in bewilderment.
Yeah?
Soso replies nonchalantly. Abba takes a few seconds to process. That pterodactyl's French is better than mine, Abba remarks, looking down over the side of the nest.
That's not hard, Abba,
replies Soso. Hey, I heard that, says Abba.
The question is, how do we get down from here?
Asks Soso. Is there an elevator? Asks Abba.
Abba, don't be silly. We gotta climb down.
Down? But down is a very long way away, says Abba with a nervous gulp as she looks over the edge of the nest.
Not if you just take one branch at a time. Like this,
says Soso, jumping down to the next highest branch with the agility of an acrobat. Abba follows behind, or above, I should say, each branch making its own musical chord as they jump on it. What are you, a monkey? Abba asks, unable to keep up.
Yep.
Ha! I knew it. It is only when they are more than halfway down that Abba seems to be gaining confidence in her own monkeying abilities. She manages a bit of somersault, although not exactly intentional, and lands on the next branch below.
Not bad, Abba,
says Soso. Abba turns around, looking pretty smug with herself, but then she slips and falls the rest of the way, belly flopping to a musical splat on the forest floor, like someone sat on a piano by accident. By contrast, So-So floats down with all the grace of a flamingo in a tutu.
Abba, you hear that?
So-So whispers. Hear what? Abba replies, still picking twigs lodged in her eyebrows and bugs out of her teeth.
That.
What?
There.
Where?
There. A red-winged blackbird.
Yells So-So, pointing up towards the trees.
I see him. Do you see him too?
And in the branches above them, there's a very handsome red-winged blackbird singing a very pretty song. Wow, remarks Abba, pulling a pair of binoculars out of her tushy pocket.
And there's Chickadee. Abba, come on. Get out your sound recorder,
says So-So. All right, good idea, replies Abba, as she pulls a sound recorder out of her other tushy pocket and presses record.
And look, Abba. They're baby ducklings following their mama,
says So-So, pointing towards a small pond.
Aww, how cute. Take a picture, Abba.
Abba takes a camera out of her other tushy pocket. So-So looks over at Abba.
How many tushy pockets do you have, Abba?
I don't know what you mean. I only have one tushy, says Abba.
But you have 3 tushy pockets.
3? Exclaims Abba in astonishment. Well, counting was never my strong suit. How many ducklings are there, for instance?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wait a minute. What happened to 6? Asks Abba. So-So points to a duckling, popping her head out from the water.
6.
So-So replies with all the confidence in the world. Abba recounts each of the ducklings, using her fingers to help her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're right, So-So. There are 10, she exclaims with glee. But when Abba turns around, So-So is gone.